Hello friends, welcome. This is Wendy with LoveandStampin.com. So happy you've joined me today. We are going to make a 3D Valentine's card and I am very excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but I am so over anything Christmas that I'm just ready to dive into spring and Valentine's and all of the good things. So let me pull up my video here so I can watch your comments. Whoops. Let's mute that. Okay, so before we even get going, let me just share some things that are going on. First and foremost, look at my January. Okay, this is my January calendar. I've managed to glue it together. I've stamped on it. I hope you use yours as versatilely as I use mine. So January calendar is available and free on my emails. Every month I send out a creative inspiration calendar. This calendar is meant to spark creativity and help you go through the month with fun ideas for creating, especially if you are like at a loss for what to create or what to do. This kind of gives you a jumping off place to get started. So today we are making a tunnel card, but we're going to do it as a 3D Valentine. And each Tuesday at noon, I go live here on YouTube to show you the project that's on the calendar. So if you see a project on the calendar and you're like, I wonder what that is, all you have to do is tune in or watch the replay. If you want to sign up for my emails so that you get this calendar every month, there is a link in the description below the video. It says get my emails and you just click that, you sign up, but you do have to follow that all the way through by confirming the subscription in your email box. Make sure to check your junk and spam folder because sometimes it goes there. Okay, so that's that info. The other thing is right now when you place a $50 order, as you know, it's Celebration. If you're new to my channel or new to Stampin' Up, basically when you spend $50, you get to choose a free item. There are several items to choose from, and they are over in my online store at shop.loveandstampin.com. There is a link below the video to shop with me if you want to look that up. Now, the other thing is, I also am giving away a free gift. When you place a $50 order, you will receive, at the end of January, I'll be mailing out a free embellishment from the new catalog. So a catalog just released at the beginning of January, and I have little embellishments that I'm going to be mailing out. And I can't commit to one specific one. This is just one I'm showing you. And the reason for that brings me to the next thing to cover before we get to our project, which is the global shipping crisis. So if you haven't been following this, or you live under a rock, or perhaps you have been on a deserted island somewhere, you may not know that there are major shipping issues happening in the United States, and I'm assuming abroad. I know abroad. And there's nothing that can be done about it at the moment for us on the end of the consumer. So basically Stampin' Up! Has come out and said, look, products are available when they're available, and that's the end of it. They can't control the product stream right now. They are completely dependent on all of the goings-ons of getting product off the dock and into our hands, and they're doing the very best they can and communicating the best they can. This issue is happening globally for every company. It is not just Stampin' Up. So all of that is to say to you, if there's a product you see that you love, I would recommend purchasing it when it's available. Do not wait, because it may not be there in 2 weeks. And the reason for that is we order based on how things are going, right? So let's say Stampin' Up! Ordered, we're just going to use funny numbers here. But say Stampin' Up! Ordered 100 of these. It takes Stampin' Up! Approximately 3 months to get product into their warehouse from the time that they request it. And that's normal. That's during normal like operating life. That's not during this crisis. So, let's say they order 100 of these and they notice that they're going very quickly. So Stampin' Up! Says, okay, these are going really quick. We need more. We're going to order 100 more. And they put the order in, like maybe even just within a couple of days of these going on sale. That means at a minimum, it's going to be 3 months before they get them. And that's during normal operating hours. Okay, like normal, no shipping crisis. Right now, it's like 6 months, 8 months, a year. It is a mess, you guys. So it's not Stampin' Up! Alone. It's every single company out there. So the product you see is the product that you want to purchase. If you love it, purchase it. And then the other thing is I have to stay pretty non-committal. So up till now, you guys may have noticed I have been saying things like, you're going to get rhinestones and this if you place a $50 order with me. Well, I can't give you specifics. All I can say is I'm going to give you a new embellishment from the new catalog when you place a $50 order. And that leaves my options open so that if these beautiful little butterflies were not available, I could pivot and I could use something else. And I don't have to then go back and say, sorry, I told you that you were going to get this, but this is now not available. So now you're going to get this. Does that make sense? And we're 6 minutes into this video and I haven't even started the project, and I apologize for that. But I feel like this is a really important topic for me to cover because you have to understand what's happening with the company and with the shipping crisis so that you know what's going on. I don't want anyone to be in the dark. So all of that being said, the other thing I want to tell you before we get started is I don't look at comments and respond to comments at the beginning of my YouTube lives. I do it at the end. And I do that so that we can get started on our project and I don't get distracted and thrown out of whack, and I can create for you. So today we are going to use the Sweet Conversation bundle, Sweet Talk bundle. This is a really cute bundle. I actually really love it. I love all of the images here. They're so simple and easy, and it's just kind of a basic Valentine's bundle. I have some more videos coming out for you on Thursday that is going to showcase this bundle even more, or this suite of products. So we won't do it too much today. And then this is the designer series paper, which is just fabulous. I just love it so much. And let's just get started, okay? So we're going to make a 3D Valentine's card, or a tunnel card. And I'm excited to show you how to make it. So you need a piece of cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5. And as always, do not worry, I will have all of the measurements in a project sheet for you that's completely free over on my blog. So don't worry about writing the measurements down right now. Just enjoy hanging out with me, and then later today I will have all of this posted for you. So we're going to score this piece of cardstock at 4 1/4. This is just a real red 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. And then we have a 8 1/4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock. And we're going to score this at 2, 4 1/8, and 6 1/4. Is that measurement right? I'm going to turn this over and do it at 2. So it's 2 inches from each end, and then at 4 1/8 in the middle. But I want to see 6 1/4. Yeah, I was right. Okay, 6 1/4. So 2, 4 1/8, and 6 1/4. Like I said, don't worry, measurements will be available on your free project sheet. All right, now we need to decorate the inside of this before we get very much further. I've got my score lines. I'm good to go there. I've got a little dirt here, but we're going to cover that up. I'm not even sure how that got on there. I'm going to use my adhesive here. I'm just using the Tombow glue, liquid glue. Stampin' Up! Sells this. I love this stuff. I literally probably use it every single time I craft. It's one of my very favorite adhesives because if you need to, you can still kind of wiggle stuff around before it's committed. And with regular, you know, tape runner adhesives, you can't really do that. Okay, so here, and this piece, each end is cut at 1 3/4 by 5. Okay, so that's these two pieces here that are going on the ends. And this piece here in the middle is cut at 4 inches by 5 inches. All right. Now, the next thing we need to do is die cut. So what we're gonna do, just get this all glued down really nice. Okay, what we're gonna do is come in with the big machine here. This is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's what I use to do all my die cutting on film. And if I'm just like making one card, if I'm mass producing, I actually use an electric machine because it's easier on my body. But if I'm just, you know, making a card like this with you guys, then I just use this guy. The other great thing about this guy is it's portable. I don't have to have electricity to use it. And we here in California have electrical outages fairly often in the summer and fall due to wildfire stuff. So they take our electricity off grid, and that is a problem for a crafter, let me tell you. So as long as I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I am good to go. And by the way, really quick, I want to tell you, I used my layering circle dies to cut that out just now, if you were wondering. These dies are super versatile. I love having them in my craft room. They've got the scallops and the straight edge circles, and these nest into these. So if you die cut a scallop edge, you can die cut a straight circle and it will fit inside of them. Just love those guys. All right, so now we have our die cutting done. And I just kind of eyeballed this being in the center. And I eyeballed it with my score line up here. Remember, we scored this. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold in on both of these guys, okay? And then we're gonna fold back on this one here in the middle that we did. And I always recommend having a bone folder. I love my bone folder. You gotta have a bone folder in your craft room. And that helps you have really nice finished edges. Helps your card have really nice craftsmanship. All right, now we're taking this real red piece that we scored at 4 1/4, and we're just gonna fold that in half. And now we're gonna glue this into the center. Now here is the easiest way I have found to do this. I know for sure that I don't want my cards, my center of my card to be sticking out past this, right? Because when the card is closed, we want it to look like it's all inside. So what I do is I just make sure this is going in the right direction. I fold it all up. I take my glue, and you can use regular glue, meaning tape runner, or you can use, like I'm using, a liquid adhesive. I prefer this. I'm just gonna pinch it all together, and we're gonna lay it down inside the card, scooting it to the edge, and just getting it as even as we can. So you can see it's nice and even here on each end, and there's just this little lip here. So we want it towards this way, but we don't want it all the way to the edge. I like it to make sure that it tucks inside the card. And then we're just gonna go add glue here. Whoops. Clean that up. And then we can just fold this piece over the top and close it. And then you can just, you know, set a bone folder or your glue on top of it or something and give it a second so it all sets up really nice. And while it's doing that, we're gonna form the front of the card, okay? So this is a piece of Blushing Bride, and it's cut at 4 1/8 by, no, it's not. It's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is a piece of the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, which is adorable. and it is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I wanted to kind of match the inside of the card. So that's the idea here, is I'm using kind of the same patterns on the front that I used on the inside, just to give it a cohesive look. And then this piece is cut at 4 by 3, I think, if I remember correctly. Again, measurements will be available, so please don't worry about that. And then this is one of the die cuts from the set. I die cut this little tag piece out of Highland Heather. I just thought it'd be nice to add a little bit of the purple. There's a purple heart here, and there's some purple hearts on the inside. Kind of like helps that purple come out a little bit. So we're doing that. And then we're gonna do some stamping. So I'm going to use the Real Red ink, and we're just gonna ink up this little heart. I pre-die cut these hearts just to save us a little bit of time, because I have another card I wanna show you. We're not gonna create it, but I finished it and I wanna show it to you. And then we can have some chit chat time here at the end of the video. So if you have questions for me, regardless if they're personal or business related, stamping related, whatever, now is your time to drop those in the comments. I love, you know, interacting with you and chatting with you. So if you have anything you want to chat about, please feel free to ask. You're cute. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then we're gonna just glue this whole piece down to the front. And then we'll look at the inside and decide what we're gonna do. So let's glue this piece down. So there's our finished card front, which I think is just adorable. And then when you open it up, you have your tunnel card. Isn't that cute? So of course we have to add something, right? Now, I made a mistake. I'm gonna tell you right now. I wanted to have a spinner here in the middle. And to do that, what I really should have done is stamped this first, put my twine on, and glued it down. So what I want to show you is how to fix this. If you do the same thing that I just did, I want to show you how to fix it. So we need to stamp both of these hearts, which are just going to say, "You're cute," because I didn't have another sentiment in this size heart, but I wanted to use this size heart. So whoever gets this card is really gonna know they're cute, right? It's a lot of your cuteness. So we're gonna stamp both of those, and then let's show you how we can make this happen. I'm gonna grab a piece of Real Red cardstock, and I'm gonna find my circle that I already die cut this circle with, okay? So that's this one. And then I'm gonna find a circle that's bigger than this one. So we could either use a scallop or we could use a straight edge. So I think I'm gonna go with a straight edge. And it is bigger, but it's not tons bigger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this scallop and see if it's how much bigger it is. And it is not much bigger either, but I think we're gonna use the scallop. So here's how we do this. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna put it in the middle. And the whole concept here is that you need 2 nesting dies, one bigger than the other, okay? I'm gonna bring our big shot, stamp and cut and emboss. The rock, that's what I call this one. This is the rock. My little mini one is the pebble. All right, and I'm kind of putting this in the middle for a reason, okay? You'll see why in a minute. So we're gonna run this through. And then we're gonna remove it. And then we're gonna take this larger one and we're gonna go right over the top of this one, okay? So never fear when you make a card. If you've made a mistake, there's generally always a way to fix it. So I'm not a big fan of starting over, and I'm not a big fan of tearing things apart. I will look for a solution to fix something before I start over again. So time is a valuable commodity. Am I right? I'm right. Okay, so now we're going to take this twine. Now, if you have thread at home, like sewing thread, I would recommend using that. However, I'm sure I've got some around here somewhere, but I don't know where. So I'm going to show you an alternative. You take this twine and very gingerly start to pull it apart. Okay. And God willing, you'll get one thread, just like this guy right here. So see how much smaller that is than this? So the idea is you're going for something a little bit small. So now we're going to add our hearts. Now this is something I like a tape runner for. So this is Stampin' Seal Plus. You know, I get asked here and there, why do you have so many different adhesives, or what do you use them all for? This is a great example. And I'm going to put this so it's kind of like in the center of this string, okay? To me, this is easier to use doing this than liquid glue. And then we're just going to, whoops. I'm going to lay this guy on top. Okay, well, come here, sir. There we go. All right, now we've sandwiched the string in between the hearts. So we've got the same heart on each side. And we have made our little fix, right? So now the trick is going to be, because this doesn't lay flat, the trick is going to be maneuvering this on here and at the same time getting our little piece glued in. Do you guys think I can do it? Do you have faith? How many of you have faith in me? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got Post-it note tape. This is listed in the description below the video, by the way. It's on Amazon. I love this stuff. I literally use it all the time. So we're gonna put our heart where we want it. We want it right there. So we're gonna tape this. Whoops, we're gonna tape it a little higher. So you don't wanna put your tape. Now, do you see how much easier this would have been if I did this before I did all the die cutting and assembling? But seeing my mistakes helps you avoid mistakes, so I'm okay with it. Then we're pulling it tight and we're going to, oh, some of you have faith in me and I appreciate it. Right now I'm a little doubtful myself. Okay, now we're gonna use our liquid glue and tweezers. Have to have tweezers. We're gonna go around. Okay, here we go. We're gonna attempt the unthinkable. Just kidding. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to line it up with the circle as best I can and push it down to the paper, because I can't push it flat because of the way the card is designed. So now I just have to kind of be gentle and maneuver. And that's where the liquid glue comes in so handy, is it just doesn't set up immediately. So it gives you a minute to kind of manipulate things. Okay, now in theory, this should stay where it is. So we're gonna see. Now where'd that little disappearing? Okay, there it is. We're removing the Post-it note tape. I'm still being gingerly, letting that glue sit up and dry really good. And then we're just gonna take this and chomp, and chomp. And now, oh, look, you guys, it goes out past. So you have to set this back further. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Isn't that funny? I think that somebody could accidentally pull that and it would be a problem, right? So, okay, so now what do we do? Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So now what do we do? How do we fix this problem? So there is no taking it apart at this point, right? Like, we're committed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off. Okay, that comes out. And let's see, we're gonna put it right here. So now we have to get rid of our string. Let's see how hard that's gonna be. Got it, done, no problem. So let's see, if we wanna put it right here, we have to think of how we can make that happen and still have this closed, because there is a seam here, right? So how do we want to do this? I think if I just put it on the back of another little pieces of cardstock, it will fold up just fine. But I'm lazy and I'm not going to sit here and try to figure that out. So here's what we're going to do. We can either cut this in half or we can score it. And I think we're going to cut it. There it went. We did it. Okay, let's see now. This is so funny. So we'll use adhesive on both sides of the heart, and we're gonna glue it on each side. And then we're gonna open and close and see what happens. It works. Voila. Oh, there's a space. This is so funny. Ta-da! There's a space. Okay, you know what, guys? We're gonna call it. We're calling it good. So I can promise you that if you do not do what I did, if you put the little heart in the strings before you adhere this piece, it'll be fine. And here's how I know that. Look, I made this Happy Valentines using brand new all-together product, and I've got the little hands right here. But see, they don't stick out. And it's because I assembled this whole thing and then I put it in. So you can see here, there's a bigger gap between here than there is here. So if I would have simply set this back further in the card, this little spinner would be fine. So there's that. Okay. So this is probably going to go to my best friend for Valentine's. And so here we go. Let me show you these products really quick. So these are new and these are going to be available in February. So there's the Here Together stamp set and dies. Here For You dies, Here Together stamp set. It's the Here Together bundle. And then there's this gorgeous paper, which I love. So I thought, how can I make a Valentine's card out of this? And then the thing I'm probably the most excited about is these new Stampin' Blends so that you can color the human rainbow accurately. I love these. So these are also going to be available in February. So, anyway, I wanted to just show you, I'm not totally crazy, that you can put an element in the center. Oh my God, that did not just happen. You can put an element in the center as long as you tuck your insert back far enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed my debacles. This was fun. Okay, let's look at your comments because I'm sure they're hysterical. All right, what do we got going on? Let's see. Okay, so hello to Wendy Jansen. Great name, by the way. Jess is freezing in Ohio. Sorry, girl. 9 p.m. where Wendy is. Hey, Tracy. Bev's here. Carol Ann. Hey, Jean. Your first time watching. So sorry. Hi in sunny Florida. Glinda. Hello, Deborah. Jean in Oregon. Darlene in Aloha in Hawaii. Elaine in Southern California. Georgie, Andy. I finally checked in during a live. Hope everyone's having a good 2022. I am so far, Andy. Andy says, oh, how I wish I was ignorant to the supply chain issues. Yeah, I know. Everybody wishes that, huh? Iona, Blue-Eyed Crafter. Hi, everyone. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any? Okay. Jess has a random question. I'm a new stamper and I'm wondering what you use to clean your stamps. I use, my favorite thing to use is the Stampin' Scrub from Stampin' Up. So it opens like this. It lays flat on my desk all the time. There is a little picture in the corners right here. This one is a sunshine and this one is water droplets. So this is your dry side and this is your wet side. Then I buy the Stampin' Mist and I spray the wet side, right, with the Stampin' Mist. And then I clean them here and dry them here. So that's what I use. And I also use this guy. This is the Simply Chamois. I keep it in a mason jar. It's damp. And so I wipe stuff with this as well. But mostly I use this. Aw, thanks, Elizabeth. Darlene says, such a cute card. I may have to order the stamp set. Happy accident. Yeah. Andy says, I vaguely remember a video months and months ago where you asked us to weigh in on what your husband wanted to do versus what you thought would be best. Raised walkway, what was the decision? Okay. So Andy is referring to an argument my husband and I got in over spring break. I think it was last year. It had to be last year. And he wants to build a bridge from our deck to our swimming pool. So if you want to see the video on that, you'll have to go search around probably like mid-year last year, like April. Probably search around videos for April. And the decision was that we're going to start with a deck around the pool, and he probably eventually will build some sort of bridge, but right now we're not doing anything because of the price of lumber and how hard it is to get stuff. So that's kind of the status right now. I really want the paper collection to stamp one of the cars on it and turn it into a love bug. So many cute collections. Oh, that's a great idea, Jess. That's a good idea too, Mindy. Mindy said it would be easier to tape the string behind the pop-up and just leave it taped, which would have been a really great option as well. One of the reasons I love watching your videos, lots of fun and laughter. Oh yeah, there's certainly a lot of that. Do the triangle is a little smaller. The triangle. MacGyver crafting. I love it. It's the thought that counts, Jen. You're right. This card shall be called The Heartbreaker. Oh my God, Christy, that's a great one. The Heartbreaker. That's so funny. I love watching your videos. First time seeing you live. Thank you. The subtle message could be, you're cute. You break my heart. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Thanks for the card. It was a pretty Valentine card from Southwest Indiana. watching from Alberta, Canada. I love the Valentines with the hands. Gorgeous. Fun to see your oops as well. We all have those. Thanks for the update. Love how you plowed on to make the card. Yeah, so, you know, it's still a cute card. I'll be honest. I'm probably going to figure out how to get this out of here and do something different with it. And if I do, I'll make sure to show it to you guys. But at the end of the day, you know what? This is what happens. This is real life. Like, I made a mistake by not adding this spinner before I assembled this. So I can promise you, when you go to make a card like this, you will not forget to do that because you remembered what happened to me. And that's the beauty of this. And that's part of going live. Like, if I was doing this pre-recorded, I probably would have made that mistake, deleted the video and started over. But you caught it live, and so you saw how it really worked. So anyway, those are the two cards for today, the debacle one and the good one. And I hope you enjoyed it. And make sure you put this whole set on your list for February. And then these products, I believe, are still available right now. You know, I did not check the system before we got started here today. So it's possible that something is sold out that I've mentioned, but I think they are available and you can pick them up. So super cute card. You know, honestly, even if you didn't have anything back here except like a handwritten sentiment, it would be cute. You could just die cut. That might be what I do. I might just take this out. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm probably just going to take this out. I'm going to die cut a smaller white circle. Should I just do it? Do you guys want to see what I'm going to do? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I'm going to grab a smaller circle that will nest inside of there. And I'm going to, this is like the never ending mistake card. I'm sure there'll be something wrong with what I'm about to do, but you know, whatever. Sorry, I'm just grabbing paper. Okay. So let's just do this. Now the key to this fix is going to be that we have to write our message before we seal it. So I already know what I'm going to do. I already know. Not before we seal it, before we adhere it. I'm going to put Ken's I love you bunches. Love, Aunt Wendy. Okay, and then I'm going to take this because I always send my little nieces something for Valentine's, or at least I always try to remember to. We're gonna score it. And it's not gonna line up, you watch. Nope, that's fine. It's fine. So we're just gonna do this. It's gonna be good enough for government work. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point you just gotta call it a day. This is me not giving up. All right, and she's like 9. So when she gets this, she's gonna think it's fabulous, right? So there you go. Ta-da! Okay, so somebody said it looks like the inner folded section is smaller. It is. It's a 1/4 of an inch smaller here and here. So you don't have to do it that size. You could do 2 pieces, this 8.5 by 5.5, and then when you push it in, it's gonna show the edges here. I don't like that. I want it to show at the top too. So you could leave it 8.5 and then just cut off at 5 1/4, and that is fine as well. but I feel like this is just as cute. She's going to open this and she's going to see her little message inside from her auntie, and she's going to love every second of it. And that's that. So now Kinsley's Valentine's card is finished. So there's that. All right. And then this one, I'll probably add, you know, a little love note here for my friend. I like to try to send Valentine's cards to her and a couple of other friends of mine just for fun. And so this one's done, and then I'll have to make another one or two. But yeah, super cute. Just a fun tunnel mechanism. And at the end of the day, you get the point of the tunnel part, right? And now I'm going to go cry in my pillow that this was such a mess. Just kidding. I'm not. Y'all have done everything I just did before. If you're a card maker, you know that sometimes stuff just happens. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you need any products from me, shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com. I will have the measurements over on my website for this card so that you know all the measurements I used. And there's a project sheet there. It'll be later this afternoon. I have to run out and do a couple of errands, and then I'm going to get this all finished up and posted for you. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.